Welcome back to a rather stormy day here in Fawnhollow, or, well, Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm Dear Darling, and shall we see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhollow, where yesterday we did a bit of island hopping to try and find the final favoured member of Fawnhollow that's been written in the prophecies and will one day move in, and that being Fauna. We didn't find her on video, and I did, in fact, use up all my Nookmile points last night doing some island hopping to try and find her. Now the grand reveal. Did I find her? No, I didn't. And to be fair, it's to be expected. We did the calculations. We expect like what was it? It was like 270 island visits to get a 50% chance, and I only had about 120 island visits possible, so that took a long time. But anyway, hello everyone. Right now in Fawnhallow, it's 5:09 PM on Thursday, September 23rd, 2021. Nothing to really speak of, so we'll go about our usual business. It took a while to do all that island hopping. It didn't actually feel like it took that long because I did other stuff at the same time. I basically played other games while simultaneously doing it and watching some videos at the same time. You know, as I've mentioned before, I like to sort of do this multitasking thing where I can. But no, I unfortunately could not find Fauna. We ran into 4 deers, so that was 4 chances of Fauna. Technically, well, I mean, technically every single chance is a chance of Fauna, but. We saw 4 deers specifically, and each of those have 1 in 11 chance of being Fauna. So of course, you know, there's nothing much we can really do except for save up all the Nookmile points again and try and find her again. Check this out, Fabu. I was sitting down enjoying a cold carrot juice when suddenly I thought of you. Weird, huh? Were you drinking some carrot juice at the same time? I just had to know, so I wrote this letter. Curiously, Raymond. I actually don't think we've had this before. I think we've had this before, but I'm not sure, so I'm not going to delete it yet. Yeah, but I mean, I don't really drink carrot juice, and it's not something I've drunk particularly often. I think I've drunk it once, October 1st, Raymond's birthday, so that's about in a week's time. We don't need to worry about that. I'm going to assume someone's moved into the empty lot, because that's kind of what happens every single pastime, is if one day of it being empty, someone else moves in immediately. Far gone other days, you can see, I mean, I've used up all my Nookmile mission points. Far gone other days previously where people would take a day or 2 to move in. That seems to basically be, for some reason in my mind, I have it solidified that Roscoe moved in like after 2 days rather than just 1 day for us, so we had an extra day to try and look. But recently that does not seem to be the case. Apparently it's the case this time, so I suppose if we have enough Nookmile mission point farming, which in fact we're just going to get onto straight away because I don't even know who our visitor is, talk to people, deep sea diving, customize fruits. We'll do our best to try and at least get like 1 or 2 visits, Nookmile Island hops in. I mean, of course, a very low possibility we'll actually might manage to find Fauna. I don't expect to find Fauna at all reasonably soon or anything like that. It's going to be a while, you know. If you think about it, I'm going to have to basically save up that. What was it? It's 1 in 385. So basically, I'm going to have to save up 250,000 Nookmile points about 3 more times. And that's by that time we're expected to have seen Fauna at least once. But of course, you know, probability is probability, and sometimes if you just roll lucky, you'll get exactly what you want. So apparently it's been a while since we've spoken with Biscuit. Honestly didn't know that. But yeah, what have I been up to today? Nothing more that exciting, you know, it's just sort of the usual biz. Did a bit of programming. Actually did a bit of drawing earlier today, and then it wasn't intentional, but I was drawing something and I was like, you know what, I felt like it. I just felt like drawing this morning, and I'll probably be doing a bit of admin stuff a bit later. I gotta say, Phoebe, you wearing those sunglasses is a bit strange. Not in a bad way, I guess they're sports shades, but the way you sort of just place them on your beak and they don't really seem to be in front of your eyes is particularly weird. I'm trying to think, what's been going on? There's a Nintendo Direct later today, which, you know, fingers crossed, just the tiniest drop of Animal Crossing news, please. I'm begging you. You don't know how long it's been, the Animal Crossing drought, you know. Nintendo, you've never had to face that reality of not having new Animal Crossing content to play, because a lot of your gameplay testers, I'm sure, have got stuff to do. You might have thought the customization aspect in Animal Crossing would keep a lot of people occupied for a long time, and to be honest it does, but it's also really tedious, so it didn't really keep me as preoccupied as much as I would like it to. But yeah, this is not let's not turn this into me just ragging on Nintendo, because for one, I think Nintendo's actually done a really good job on this game. I was just hoping for some more updates, you know, every single time. And I've been talking about it way more commonly recently, just because the fact we got this upcoming update on the horizon is basically me just going, I want to know what's gonna happen. I want Brewster to be here. I don't even know where we're going to put Brewster, to be perfectly honest. We have basically no space for a cafe, because there's not one I've taken to an account. It should be, I think, somewhere in the bottom right section. Oh, 111. That's what I got data about. I guess we could put it in the bottom left section somewhere. I'm not really sure where we'd put it though. But I think the bottom right makes more sense, because you associate coffee with autumn. Well, maybe you don't exactly, but I do. Yeah, so that'll be, unfortunately, it's like at 11 PM. So, you know, it's kind of a ways off before, so I'm just like looking at something over here. It's kind of a ways off before I can really find out what happens. I mean, technically we all find out at the same time, because, you know, that's just how time works. But I mean, like, in the sense that, obviously, I can't record this video and talk about it. I have to talk about it tomorrow. And these videos go up about, like, 7 hours after I record them, I suppose. Now I'm starting to record at 5 PM. I used to record at 3 PM, and now 5 PM kind of works out better for me, I think. Did I record? I was actually going to record some Life is Strange today, but I didn't, because I was like, I don't know, nothing in particular. It just means, you know, if I've got a backlog, let's use it, you know. There's no need to have to record every single day if I want to, especially because I'm not getting paid for anything. It's just meant to be a hobby, and at some point the hobby will stop, to be honest. At some point I'll be like, okay, this is like, I don't have enough time for this. But at least before that happens, I definitely do want to try Twitch streaming a couple of times, see how that goes. I can't imagine I'd be the most entertaining person, but apparently Twitch streaming, a lot of people say it's more work, but it's a lot more rewarding, I suppose, than recording these YouTube videos. I suppose it's that instant feedback definitely helps that cycle. But yeah, unfortunately we're not going to get any news from Nintendo about Animal Crossing until 11 PM, and we might not even get Nintendo news. Like, what are we going to talk about? Probably Metroid, because that's up and coming. I'm not sure what else, to be honest. I'm trying to think. Breath of the Wild 2 hasn't come out yet, right? I don't think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it hasn't. Okay, so we've got Breath of the Wild 2 that we could talk about. Upcoming Pokemon games, but normally Pokemon gets its own direct, so probably not, actually. There might be a little tidbits here and there. When did you start wearing that, Amelia? I don't remember, but fair enough. I mean, if you want it, by all means. It just surprised me, because that's a new outfit and I've never seen her wear that before, so I'm just trying to think if I missed it before, or something else, or maybe I gave it to her recently. I don't remember. Anyway, I suppose we can donate this painting over to Blavers, to the museum, and we'll sort out the flowers, the excessive flowers we got tomorrow rather than today, because today we're gonna at least try and get enough Nook Mile missions to try and get 1 or 2 island hops. I think we'll probably only get 1 in. But yeah, it was a lot of island hopping. It was a lot of a nuisance. Oh no, hold on, this is what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about the time zone stuff. I think I've talked about time zone before, so maybe I shouldn't. Remember, island hopping is just a little bit dull, I suppose. There's not really much to it. It's not automatic, and most of the annoyance is the fact that you had to go through so much dialogue over and over again in Animal Crossing. It's one of the quirks about Animal Crossing. Instead of having like all that many like menu systems where you can just be like click this, and like head up displays, HUDs, I suppose, to try like interface with things. It's all done through like dialogue, which is very charming in its own way. But when you had to do something over and over and over again, it's a bit more tedious. And there's a thing I've considered in Animal Crossing, why this Animal Crossing feels like so much more of a drag when compared to the other Animal Crossings, is because of the other Animal Crossings, there's not nearly as many things I think you had to like grind out, quote. It's only in this one you do, like, you have tons of things to recipe craft. That's like something that you grind out. And island hopping, of course, you have so many things to grind out as well. So that's why like going through dialogue is much more tedious. Also, before visiting other people's town, you can only do up to 4 people, and now you can do up to 8 people, which is a huge slowdown. But yeah, I suppose that's why. I think because that's my ongoing theory, that because crafting is such a big part of this Animal Crossing, the fact that you had to go through the menu system of it over and over and over again is what makes it feel like such a drag. I don't actually know if that's true or not, mind you, so perhaps I shouldn't be spouting off this nonsense before I can really establish it as anything. But there you go. Yeah, I don't know. Because it's weird to think about island hopping, because I've likened it to basically the New Horizons version of gacha, which it basically is. There's like there's nothing really else to it. And it's weird to think about, because I remember when New Horizons first came out, there's tons of people doing these streams trying to do these like island hopping videos, or trying to find like their favourite villager or whatever, which by the way I admire, certainly, and I definitely did a little bit of it myself to begin with, and still do. Not videos or anything. Ah, it's Gulliver. We don't need to help Gulliver. Sorry, Gulliver. But let's focus on getting some Nookmar missions. What have we other non-doubled ones we've got? Customize and bugs. It'd be nice if we could get more like doubled Nookmar mission points, because that's basically the only thing really to do. Customize and get Nookmar mission points. I'm really surprised someone hasn't moved in. I'm actually going to lose my mind if Fauna randomly moves in. I'm just going to be like, this is probably the least possible thing which ever could have happened, and it happened. That 1 in whatever percentage chance, like 400 chance or something. Well, it's not going to be quite 400. It's going to be like, that's it, because there's, how many species were there? Was it? It's not 11. It's 20 or something species. No, 20 something. I can't remember. Wait, why do I have number 385 in my head? It should be a multiple of 11, right? It should be 11 times something. Maybe it's 383. Doesn't make sense. That's not 363, 374, 380. Oh, that is divisible by 11. Never mind. What is that? That's 30, 35. So there's 35 species or so in the game. What insect is this? Walking leaf. It's going to be a bit difficult when it's raining like this, but certainly I'll try. So there's 35 species in the game, and it's probably around 10 villagers per species. It averages out, so it's about 350. So it's about 1 in 50 chance that fauna randomly moves in. Actually, technically it's a little bit better. It's probably like 1 in 340, because I can't imagine any villager who has already moved in can move in. I don't know if that's true, mind you, but that just makes sense to me. Like, it'd be a bit strange to, you know, like, we've had puddles come, and then puddles will come in and move again. So we probably coded that in. We've had about 30 or so villagers, I think, move in, so it's actually about 1 in 300-ish chance, all things considered. Which is that good? Is that bad? No, it's pretty bad, all things considered. That's some pretty low odds, but, you know, you gotta take them as you can. But yeah, sorry, just having this report out. I was thinking back down in memory lane. That's how the saying goes. Back, if we take a walk back down memory lane, about when New Horizons first came out, and it was basically the big thing that everyone wanted. Not everyone's super into customization, but a lot of people are. I mean, the villagers are quite the star of the show, I suppose, in Animal Crossing. That's what people will love about them. Everyone's got their own favourite villager, just kind of like Pokemon. And in some ways, it's a bit like a collectible card game, I suppose, where people want to collect their favourite villagers and show them off on their island and that sort of thing. So I just remember watching. I say watching. I didn't actually watch any of them. It was more like I saw like the titles of their streams and that sort of thing, and videos being like, "Oh, island hopping, looking for, I don't know, Stitches," or I can literally not think of a single villager. I was trying to think of a popular villager. Stitches is quite popular, right? Or like Marshall or something like that. You know, people just doing a load of island hopping to try and find them. And I remember this one video clip. I can't remember what villager they were hopping for, because there's two of that in my mind. But basically, someone hopped like 2,000 and something islands to find this villager, and I can't remember. I think it was one of the duck villagers. I think it's the brown jock duck. I can't remember what his name is. So Bill, is that right? Right. So this guy like hopped like 2,800 or so islands or something just to find Bill. You know, that's the danger of gacha. Sometimes you can get lucky and you hit it on the first try, like we did with Rowan. Well, it wasn't first try quite with Rowan, but it was very, very, very quick. And Audie was also very quick. Vivian was very, very quick. Lily was surprisingly quick as well. And sometimes you can just do an absurd amount of searching for it and you can never hit it. And, you know, I suppose it's by nature of this Animal Crossing being a gacha system, but not fully committing to the gacha system, because gacha systems have been out for quite a while in mobile games. I've seen them evolve, and it's very customary now for gacha systems to have a pity system or a spark system, as it was originally. And I'm not sure if it first came in Grand Blue Fantasy, but Grand Blue Fantasy is sort of like the king of all gacha games. So like all the terms basically originate from there, I'd imagine. I don't actually know if that's true or not, but it's kind of my assumption. So a spark, as I often know it, basically when you like reach, if you pull enough, you'll basically be guaranteed to get one thing of what you want or something like that. And you know, it's different from each and every game. Most of the times in gacha games there'll be around 300 pulls, but you know, Animal Crossing isn't a gacha game. Well, at least this isn't. I mean, there's Pocket Camp, which by the way I don't think has a spark system in, unless it's changed since I've last played. I mean, I could boot it up right now and I could check. Also, insects is going to be quite difficult because no insects are going to basically be spawning because there's a thunderstorm. Now I think about it, maybe snails spawn. I don't know if they spawn on thunderstorms. No, they're out of season now, aren't they? Oh damn. But yeah, but because Animal Crossing isn't a gacha game, or even close to it, then they've already got their own mobile version of a pocket gacha game. There is no spark system in it, so you know, it just ends up with some people who desperately want to find their favourite villager, like their childhood friend or whatever that's been in all the Animal Crossings since then, and they have to just do a ridiculous amount of island hoppings for it. So if anything, I should consider myself quite lucky that I managed to find Lily so early on. That I was just randomly island hopping and there she turned up, and if anything, I should be quite fortunate that she's not the last villager we're looking for, because when you've only got one villager you're looking for, I mean, like technically it is much better odds when you're looking for any one of 10 villagers. You know, that's just how maths works out. But really, like looking for any one specific villager doesn't really make a difference whether you're looking for one specific villager first or 10th or anything like that. But it's very demoralizing, I suppose, leaving them for last. So you know, I think it's a pretty good thing that Lily turned up quite early, and Fauna is actually one we're looking for last. Where Fauna is not actually someone I have like nostalgia for. She's never been in any of my previous Animal Crossing iterations. I just think she's cute, and she's a dear. She's a darling dear. So I think she'd be the perfect fit for this island. But of course, you know, if it was Lily being the last one that we had to look for, I'd just be I'd be dying. I'd be like, please, Lily, where are you? It's been so long. But I suppose part of the joy would be actually finding her in the end and being like, oh, she's finally here. And it's about time it's a final member of a Fawnhollow. Okay, sorry. This doesn't make any sense, to be honest. But yeah, what's our hot item for today? Let's see. Angled signpost, iron garden table. I think iron garden table might be the easiest one back. And probably we should have done it one way inside, but we're not. I'm not particularly convinced we're going to be able to get two island hops off, but I think we can. Well, obviously we can get one at least, because we've got enough already to do one. But we can see how it goes. Let's just get some iron out. Sorry, I was just looking over to my Discord. Nothing particularly interesting, so don't you worry about that. Yeah. So really, well, basically, long shot is I've got to count myself lucky. This is how it ended up. There's a craft. I was gonna say there's a craftable section. Just couldn't remember where it was. And that this island hopping is hopping for someone which is not going to be soul crushing if we don't find. Well, eventually find Fauna. It's just law of large numbers. You can't not find her eventually. It might take 2,800 island hops. I'm trying to think, when's the last time someone moved out? Is when we were looking for Phoebe and Fauna, right? How long ago was that? It probably was a couple months or something, is my guess. I don't quote me on that because I'm not sure. Please don't jump into the river. So if let's say it was 3 months. So basically every year we do about 500 or so island hops. It's not quite right, but you know, it's more or less correct. Please. So the worst case scenario, like if oh my god, I can't believe we didn't catch him. If we're like that person who tried to find island hop and find Bill, it's gonna take us like a bit under 6 years. which, you know, I suppose technically that's kind of considering it from this point onwards, which is not really fair because we've already done a lot of island hops in the past, if anything. So I'm gonna assume, how many island hops do you think we've done in the past, or opportunities have we had to find fauna? If we just guess from the very start of when we first started playing this game up to now, I'm gonna guess we've done about 500 or so. I don't know if that's quite right. You know, no, it must be way more now I think about it, because we've done it so many times and we've saved up so many Nook Mile points over and over and over again. No, maybe 500 is about. Maybe more like, in total we've done about 750 or something. Even still, that's about a third of a way. So we've got about another 4 years ahead of us. If it's a worst case scenario, we don't find fauna. Now, mind you, the probability of that happening is very, very low. Like, let's think about it. If it's 1 in 385, so it'd be 384 divided by 385 to the power of, like, what was it, 2,800. That's 1, so that basically means it's impossible. Hold on, what? Oh. I was like, that can't be right. Okay, but it's like 0.07%, which is tiny, to say the least, but possible. And of course, with all the people who stream their outcomes of doing a little bit of island hopping, it's totally feasible that would happen. I wonder if it was Bill. Hold on. I wonder if we can just find it on YouTube. We can actually just find the clip. Let's see. New Horizons island hopping. I think it was Bill, but hopping for your dreamies. A lot of people are doing it. 1,000 tickets. Like, another thing I was thinking about when I saw this person. I think it was for Bill. Hold on. It's New Horizons island hopping Bill. So, is it not? Hold on. Bill Animal Crossing. Is it not Bill? Maroon coloured duck. Yeah, it was Bill. I swear it was like a live streamer or something. Who did it? I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what it is? Who knows who I am? Who knows where it is? Who knows where we're going? No one does. I honestly don't think we're going to be able to get another Nook Mile ticket unless we're on like 3,000 and something. No, so we should probably just do it now and then we'll actually try and help Gulliver. And not leave him out here in the pouring rain and the storm. Oh, people have done a lot of island tours. Maybe I should do something like that. This person's got 60,000 views for it. How many subscribers do we have? 50,000. Fair enough, you know. That's exactly what it is. Wait, they've done the villager tier list, have they? Villager species tier list. You know, not quite my plan of a villager tier list, but they know how to play that YouTube algorithm far better than me. I suppose I'm not even trying to play it, so that's probably why, but still, I've probably been around a lot longer. So let's not compare. But still, how many times am I going to say it? But still. Dream Island hopping's a pretty cool idea. Someone posted ages ago, so I can't remember your name. They were like, "Oh, can you visit my island?" And I was like, you know, that's a pretty cool idea. Or if I did that and like, you know, like I've done before, giving tours of other people's islands, having a little bit of a look-see at them. But honestly, I'm not sure because I'm of two minds about it. One, that sounds like a really fantastic idea for an Animal Crossing series and that sort of thing. But also, I'm not really sure how much I want to invest into this Animal Crossing series. This Animal Crossing series meant to be my relaxing, oh, you know, don't need to think about it, just switch it on, talk about whatever, you know. It's sort of like my cup of... It's like not really a series. It's more like an open soapbox or anything, just with an Animal Crossing background to it. So if it ends up me putting in more effort into it, it's going to be like, if it gets popular, like if people actually like it and people like want to see more of it, then it's kind of like, I'm kind of losing it. And I'd probably want to... It'd probably want me to... It'd probably feel like I'd want to stop, if anything. You know, I'd be like, oh, I can't bother to put this so much effort into this game, and it's no longer relaxing like it's meant to be. I'd rather do it in a different game, but, you know, that's neither here nor there. I'm not doing it in the first... I'm not doing it right now, so I guess it's not really something I need to concern myself all too much about. And something you think about later when it actually becomes a problem. But for now, you know, you just sort of vibe with it, you know. Do it as you do. So we got the 1 in 380 chance, or 1 in 385 chance. Is it fauna? Is it not fauna? Who's it gonna be? It's Delhi, but you don't recognize me. Sorry. That song's a bit too long. Too many syllables to fit in there. So yeah, I suppose tomorrow we'll actually find out who our upcoming villager is. Who they'll be. When they finally come and visit, when they finally come and move in. And as I say, if it's Fauna, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm not actually going to lose my mind. The way I lose my mind is not really how other people lose their mind. It's not like, wah, wah, wah. It's like, I can't believe that happened. This was so statistically improbable. But it happened. It's perhaps a bit too boring. You know, I'm starting to think I understand why I'm not getting any views. No, of course I do. It's because I put no effort into any of my videos. I'm just here playing games. And honestly, that's the way I like it. You know? If you want highly edited, awesome videos, you got plenty of YouTubers to select that from. If you just want random stream of a consciousness YouTube videos, you've also got plenty of people to probably choose that from. But, you know, if you like me in particular, then you watch my videos. That's about it, I suppose. You don't even need to watch all of them. Like, there have been comments of people in the past who've been like, oh, I want to watch all of them, or I've watched all your videos, or like, I've watched all of them. I'm like, wow, that's actually, one, thank you, two, whoa. Because I put out a lot of videos, to be fair. And they cover quite a few different games. I'm not sure, really, if it would be all that interesting watching each and every one of them. But if you do, by all means, carry on. Carry on. You know, that song? What song is that? Black Parade? Oh, carry on. Though you're dead and gone, defeated. Memories of you will carry on. I don't think that's how that song goes. Also, why have there been no balloons? Fancy that, Nintendo? It's almost like you're withholding that stuff from me. Almost like you're trying to make me not get enough Nook Mile mission points to eventually find Fauna. So yeah, statistically, we'll find her in... Well, it's not like statistically you can say. It's like with 50% probability, we'll find her in about 3 months. And with not 100% probability, but like 70, 80% probability, we'll find her in about 9 months or so. So it's a while in waiting, but you know, sometimes things are worth waiting for. That's just generally good life advice or something. I should become like a sage. You know, what if I just did that? What if I just did an entire video of just me saying random like life advice? But like, do not upon others for what you want to have done upon you. It's like, whoa, deep, but that doesn't really make sense when you think about it. I guess we can start clearing up our flowers. Sorry, my throat's going apparently. My voice is slowly dying out. But yeah, I'm gonna be excited to see what Animal Crossing news, if any, turns up in the Nintendo Direct. Of course, my heart says Animal Crossing news, but my brain says there's not going to be any. So don't get your hopes up, because there's an Animal Crossing Direct anyway. Not soon, mind you, but they often release their own videos of that sort of thing. Or if there's going to be news, it's going to be like, join Animal Crossing and see what fantastic events have you in store this fall or something. And it's just going to be like, oh, it's the trick or treat event from last year, but this time you can go into Nook's Cranny and get five more different items. Whoa. It's a bit of a pattern that's been emerging, if you haven't quite noticed. Why do we have 2 roses right next to each other here? This doesn't seem right. This one. You know, whatever. I did say I wanted to put some more like thinner trees down rather than these thick trees all around, thick tree stumps all around the place. Just haven't really got round to doing that yet, so I probably should, but alas, I won't, because I can't be bothered. We've got time. Let's sell this stuff and then I'll go about my day. I'll be doing nothing particularly interesting, or you'll be doing hopefully something interesting, or not. You know, not every day can be interesting. So some days you just got stuff to do, and you just got to do them. And other days you don't. I don't know what sort of day is waiting for you, but if you've got stuff to do, you can do it. That's my words of motivation, I suppose. Sell this. We don't. That's in fact a hot item. Yeah, island hopping. It's weird to think about, isn't it? Playing that sort of gacha lottery here in Animal Crossing. Not in my Animal Crossing, but yes, in my Animal Crossing, there it is. all neatly tied up in a bow. Let's do a little bit of island hopping. You know what's sad is basically when I was exchanging the tickets, 3 times I accidentally selected something which wasn't a ticket, and that's 3,000 Nook Mile tickets, which could have been 3,000 Nook Miles, which could have been a ticket. It would have made up 2 extra tickets right now, but oh well. Anyway, let's round this episode off here, shall we? So, if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares have been would be greatly appreciated. Join me, Dear Darling, Discord, and follow me on Twitter down below. Hope we can see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye bye for now.